Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Today we are in Cocoa, Florida, Cocoa Beach, Florida, right across from NASA. And what we're doing is we're going to be waterproofing a foundation, hooking up some downspout drains, putting in a sump pump and a discharge line that goes out to the front. Let me show you what's going on. So part of the problem that was going on here is you can see we're in the kitchen and really nice cabinets, nice kitchen, got a nice tile floor. But if you listen carefully, I'm going to tap on these tiles. You hear how they sound? Well, listen to this one. That one's hollow. And what's happening is that water has been coming up under the floor. Remember, concrete is porous material. You get enough water under your floor and it's going to have some pressure under it. It's going to start to push through the floor. And what happens is the glue and the grout, they give way. They start to crack and the glue gives way because it's wet under there. So she's going to have to replace some of these tiles eventually. I mean, it looks fine, but they are going to come loose. But this is why you need to have this done. This is part of the reason. And the other reason is, if you can see the hardwood floors buckle. And she had the same kind of problem. She's already replaced it. It looks great. What a nice floor. So if you look closely, you'll notice that there's a grade here that runs down towards this addition. And when it rains hard, water comes down that grade, also floods up from underground, and of course enters this room. And I made the estimate here. I'll show you that video at the end of this video. Talked a little bit about that foundation. But what this is was basically just a screened-in porch, and the slab is no more than 3 inches thick. There is no footer. So basically water easily can come up underneath this floor. They definitely need drainage. So we're going to put in our styrofoam peanut pipe, which is called easy flow drain pipe. And that's 4-inch perforated pipe surrounded by styrofoam peanuts, packing peanuts, very dense. Take a look. This stuff works really good in sandy, loomy soil. You can see the peanuts. These are different than regular packing. They're quite dense. And you can see the perforation. This has got holes all the way around it. It's encased in fabric, keep the dirt out. Works really good to pick up that groundwater. We're also going to be hooking up the downspouts, 1, 2, and then one on the back corner over here as well. And all of this is going to discharge to a sump basin, which we're going to put right here in this corner. And then we'll have an 1.5 inch PVC discharge, which will run along this wall and under this fence, and it goes out to the front. So we'll get out there in just a second. But really a straightforward job, something that you, the homeowner, can easily do. You know, I've got 3 guys here. It'll take us about 4 hours. But by yourself, it might take 6 or 8 hours, but you'll save $5, $6, $7, $8,000 if you do it yourself. So the guys already started excavating, and we're making our trench a little bit wider than normal because not only do we have to put the easy flow in there, but we're going to put the 4-inch corrugated in there as well. They're 2 separate systems, but we can be in the same trench. The roof water, the downspouts, we've already caught the water here with the gutters, right? So we don't want to lose that water. So that'll be solid pipe. It'll come around in its own trench and come all the way around to the sump basin. And the footer pipe, which is this packing pipe, is going to be picking up the groundwater as it rises. So we've got 2 systems going on, a little bit wider trench, but you know, we're right there, we can knock that out. Still should only take about 4 hours. So while those guys are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and start on the discharge line out front. So you notice that, you know, I brought the trencher with us, hoping we could use it. However, let's go over here and take a look in the front yard. You know, when you call and get your utilities they locate everything except water and sewer, and which is really strange because those are the very important things. But here's her water meter right here, and you see that PVC white pipe down there? It's down there about, maybe 14 inches or so. And it looks like it runs up, and of course it's going to come over and go into the house somewhere. So I was really worried about running that trencher because it could cross, you know, anywhere over here and come into the home. And sure enough, back here at the fence, I found the line. It's right here. and it's not very deep. So again, that line may come out and turn right here. Who knows? I'm not going to explore it. I've already dug it by hand. So even though you want to, run a trencher, make sure that you mark things or get things located before you do. And when in doubt, dig by hand, because fixing the water line is not a major problem, but it sure makes a mess. That one's PVC, relatively easy to fix, but it would, pop out and water would go everywhere. So anyways, we're all done with this discharge line. Right there is the top of the swell. We'll go ahead and put a pop up there. That water will run into the swell and then run on down. So these guys made real quick work of excavating this area. We'll clean off that footer, off that foundation bottom right there. We'll lay our easy flow, hook up the downspouts in the same trench, but that's all solid pipe. It's not going to leak out. Comes around this corner, and they've just about got it over here to the sump basin. You can see we set our basin down in there so we know the depth we need to be. Our footer pipe and our downspout drain is going to come into here. We're going to use a Zoller M98 half horsepower pump. This pump's capable of pushing about 80 to 90 gallons per minute. So that's 3 trash cans full of water per minute. It should handle this roof with no problem, as well as pick up all the groundwater. That downspout on the corner is actually going to come back and tie into the pit. And the discharge is going to be in the same trench and come around. And you can see I've already completed that trench over here. You can see it right here. Comes out, goes under the fence, and you can see I've already started to lay pipe out to the street. So everything's looking really good. Take a little break, we'll get right back to it. By the way, it's 8:30 right now. Okay, we're going to set up the sump basin. We call it a pit, sump basin. The pit comes with already pre-installed nipples. And this is at the perfect depth for most jobs. And these are used in crawl spaces, in basements, and of course we've made the application to be outside as well. But we turn it over, take our hacksaw, and we just cut it right off. Because we're doing 2 lines coming in from both sides, we'll cut off the other side as well. Cut off the other side as well. So now we're ready to go ahead and set the basin down in. We'll put the pump in, and we're going to plumb the discharge. It's actually going to come out right through near the top, but through the side of the pit. It's all underground, so nobody can see anything here. Discharge, everything is automatic. Remember, we have a float that kicks on and off. So once we plug it in, let it rain. Okay, so you can see our hole that we made for the basin for the pit. It just drops down into the bottom. What we want to do is line up those nipples to our trenches, and then we'll set our pump in there. Remember, this pump's heavy. Don't let it fool you. It weighs about 45 pounds. We'll set that down in, and then we'll take the extension cord and we'll just lay that out to the side and get it out of the way. Not the extension cord, but the power cord. So next, I'm just going to make the measurements from the top of that check valve, and it's going to come right through above the top of where we're bringing the downspout comes in this side, and on my side is where the footer pipe comes in. So let's do that right now. Okay, 2-inch hole saw. That's the exact outer diameter of 1.5 inch pipe. Let's go ahead and get that hole. Real simple. And again, that's the exact outer diameter of this the 1.5 inch pipe. Next, we want to make the measurement. We're going to need a little piece of pipe from the top of the check valve. It's our riser. It comes up and it's going to come through there. Let's go ahead and make that measurement. Okay, so I made the measurement, and you can see we've got a 90, drilled the hole, so I'm going to do that. Then we slide our pipe through. It's not glued yet. I just laid it in place, and you can see I've got it going clear over to the side where it makes the 90 to turn for the rest of the discharge. So now we're ready to glue it, and we'll be ready to just keep installing. Okay, so we've got it all glued up, and I went ahead and put the downspout drain in. Remember how we slide that through that little opening, little opening in there. Now we'll go ahead and plumb this the rest of the way, and then we'll come back and we'll do this side. Hey, the air conditioner shut off, and now you can hear me. So again, we've got it all plumbed, check valve, tightened up all the clamps. Discharge line comes out, turns. It's in the same trench as the downspout drain, so pretty simple. The hardest part of this is being in this confined space. It's difficult to work when you get down in a confined space, but you'll get it. So these guys are painting the wall here with our liquid rubber. And you can see we coat that footer, the foundation itself. Remember, that's just a 3-inch slab, but we still have to coat it because where that overpour is, water comes up, and that little gap that you see between the stucco and the footer, we seal up underneath of that as well. So we've got that nice and painted. We give it about 2 or 3 inches, above grade, so that, that in case any water does come up there, it can have a place to drop in. Next, we're going to go ahead and lay our peanut pipe, easy flow. Remember what this is 4-inch perforated pipe. It's got holes in it, surrounded by very dense packing peanuts, a little different than regular ones, and then it's encased in a real strong fabric that allows water to come in from the bottom. It comes up through the voids of the aggregate and is carried away by the pipe. Easy Flow by NDS. Works pretty good. So we got our footer pipe installed, the downspout beside it. We're going ahead and backfilling. Remember how I set the pump up? We've got the lid on there just so no dirt gets in. You can see over here, we've got the 1.5 inch pipe. That's our discharge. And of course we have the downspout drain. It comes down and it's going back to the sump basin. The discharge pipe's coming out. And we showed you that. It goes out front, and I showed you where we make the connection to the grate. We're going to backfill all that. We got the wall sealed all the way around. And we've hooked up the downspouts. Again, they're in the same trench. And all we're doing now is just, we're going to grade this off. We can't get it up onto the stucco. It's got to be below that as we finish our grade. Remember that footer pipe runs pretty much level as it runs around. And the way that system works is water floods up in through the aggregate, which is the packing peanuts in this case, or gravel if you use gravel. It floods up through those voids and enters the holes of the perforation of the pipe, and as the water level rises, it begins to flow. That's how the system works. So don't be afraid. You don't need to have any fall. Your footer is level, so you assume that it is. So you want to follow that footer, and wherever it's at is where your footer pipe's going to be. Okay, so out here at the discharge, we're going to go from 1.5 inch PVC to thin wall 3-inch, and the way we do that, there's a special donut that's designed to go into the thin wall, okay? And you can get this, you can call me, or if you have a good plumbing supply, they would carry this as well. So we're going to go ahead and glue that little donut that goes on the 1.5 inch, okay? That slides on there. Next, we're going to go ahead and glue the 3-inch 90. Good amount of glue on there. Then we're just going to line that up so it sits square. Then we're going to go ahead and put a grate on here. Now you could use a pop-up, but I found that grates work much better. That pump's got a lot of power, and it usually blows the pop-up apart. Even when we put set screws into the emitter, it still blows them apart. So we're going to go ahead and glue this piece in there as well, but we need to put the set screw in there because this is only a mechanical bond. It doesn't really weld, and it does hold, but we're going to put a set screw in there anyways. And you just need one screw to hold it in place because you're going to take it apart in the future. Someday they'll take that apart. So we're all set. So this is our discharge line. Remember that we went from 1.5 inch to 3-inch. We're getting ready to backfill that. As you can see, it runs all the way up. And you saw where I connected it to the sump basin. It goes clear around to the back. That Zoller M98, it is extremely powerful. I have no problem and any worries at all about keeping up with the amount of water that comes off of the roof and or water that comes up through the ground, even through a hurricane. As long as there's power, this pump is going to continue to push that water, and that foundation should stay very dry. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day. So what we're looking at is an addition to a home, and what you can see here is they've got a 3-inch slab, and you can see my shovel go underneath of that. What happens here is that water comes down this grade and it floods up under the floor, and of course comes right up into that room as well. And this is real typical here in Florida. What happens is there was a porch here, and they enclosed it, so you can kind of see what's going on here. They enclosed that porch, they stuccoed it. Looks real good, of course, but it doesn't do anything to stop the water. So what needs to be done here is basically we need to seal that wall up about 6 or 8 inches from the grade that you see. Also put down the easy flow so we can collect the water. If you look back through the backyard, it doesn't look like it, but there is a grade that comes over and just floods right up into the house. Corners are especially bad. Over there, really bad spot, and over here, the same thing over by the AC. So let's go ahead and draw up the estimate and we'll take a look.